Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at one of the biggest gadget releases, really. Apple's brand new super thin iPhone Air.
hmm
And that name Air, it kind of sets up the whole conversation, doesn't it? What are we actually talking about here?
It really does.
Yeah.
This feels like a bit of a statement from Apple.
Uh-huh.
They're prioritizing the form, the lightness, maybe above everything else.
Right.
So our mission today, basically, is to unpack this key review called iPhone Air, Critique a Verdict. And we need to figure out the main question. Has Apple gone too far with the thinness? Did they sacrifice, performance?
Practicality.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
the heart of it. Because when you hear
Yeah.
thinnest and lightest iPhone ever, you immediately think, okay, what got cut? What's missing?
Yeah.
So we're going to dive into those trade-offs because, end of the day, does it actually work as a phone you'd want to use every day, especially at what's likely a premium price?
Absolutely. Is it a genuine engineering
Yeah.
triumph, or is it just, well, a beautiful object that maybe doesn't hold up when you really push it? That's what we need to explore. Okay, let's start with the design, the physical stuff.
Yeah.
This seems to be where everyone agrees it's, well, pretty special. The review calls it a design revolution, not just an update.
Yeah, it's impressive. The material choice alone says a lot. Grade 5 titanium,
Okay.
and the numbers are kind of wild. We're talking 5.6 millimeters thick,
Wow, 5.6 mil.
and it weighs just 165 grams, which for a modern phone, especially a larger screen one, is incredibly light.
165 grams. Yeah, that's almost unreal. The reviewer had this great phrase. They said, holding it feels insanely light, almost like a screen without a body.
Mhm.
That feeling must be the absolute #1 selling point, right? The feel in the hand.
It seems like it,
Yeah.
and it suggests Apple is really, back in the design game seriously, and they've done a great job here.
How so, specifically?
Well, they've apparently softened the edges a bit, kept the flat frame look, but it's maybe more comfortable, and the colors add to that luxury feel. The review mentioned a new sky blue that sounds particularly good.
Okay, but chasing thinness. Sometimes that means compromises elsewhere. What about the display? Did they have to, sacrifice screen quality or brightness to get it that thin?
It seems not, actually, which
Well.
is good news. It's a 6.5-inch OLED, great resolution, apparently very crisp, so visually no corners cut there.
And smoothness. That's huge these days. Did they manage promotion? The 120 hertz refresh rate?
They did, yeah. It supports promotion 120 hertz. And the review is clear. This isn't just a spec. You really notice the difference compared to 60 hertz,
Oh, yeah.
especially when you're scrolling through websites or maybe in faster games. It just makes everything feel smoother, more fluid.
And what about using it outside? Brightness is key there.
Huge number here. It apparently reaches 3,000 nits peak brightness.
3,000, seriously.
Yeah, which is massive.
Yeah.
That means, reading something in direct sunlight or maybe using maps while you're driving, visibility should be excellent. No more squinting.
Okay, so design and display. Sounds like a definite win. Feels great, looks great, even outdoors.
Seems that way. A really strong start.
All right, but here's the big question mark. The Air name. Usually that means less power, right? Like the MacBook Air versus the Pro. Did they have to dial back the processor to make this thing work without overheating?
Well, this is maybe the most surprising part. That worry seems totally unfounded.
Really?
Yeah, the iPhone Air uses the A19 Pro chip.
The A19 Pro, not like a lower bin version or something.
Nope. The review says it's almost the same chip that's in the actual Pro iPhones.
Wow.
And performance testing backed this up. Heavy games, like Genshin Impact, apparently run really smoothly. No major issues.
What about creative stuff? People edit video on their phones now. Did the review touch on that?
It did. It mentioned apps like CapCut and LumaFusion. Editing in those was described as smooth as butter. So the power is definitely there.
But hang on. A top-tier chip in a body that's only 5.6 millimeters thick, how does it not just melt? Heat must be an issue, surely.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But this seems
Yeah.
to be the real engineering magic trick here.
Uh.
The reviewer specifically pointed out that even during, say, long gaming sessions, the phone does not get annoyingly hot.
Okay, that's impressive. Seriously impressive. That implies some major breakthrough in, what, thermal management or chip efficiency?
It has to be one or both. Maybe a new internal structure to dissipate heat without needing the bulk you usually find in Pro models. They didn't just use a weaker chip. They figured out how to handle the heat from the powerful one in that tiny space.
So if you were worried Air meant slow or laggy.
Forget about it. The performance seems top-notch.
Right. So it's light, looks amazing, feels amazing, and it's seriously powerful without overheating.
Okay. Where are the compromises? There have to be some.
Yeah.
Physics always wins eventually.
It does. And they hit exactly where you'd expect. Battery and camera. Let's start with the battery.
Ah, okay. Less space equals less battery.
Pretty much. That 5.6 millimeter thinness directly impacts how much battery capacity they could physically fit in there. So yes, it's a bit smaller. That's the first big trade-off. Is it presented as just, well, we had to? Or could it be Apple intentionally keeping the Pro models ahead on battery?
The review frames it more as a consequence of the primary design goal, achieving that extreme thinness.
Okay. So what does average battery life mean in practice?
It means it'll get you through a full day of, quote, normal use.
Yeah.
Emails, social media, some browsing, maybe a few calls, standard stuff.
But what about those power users you just mentioned? The gamers, the video editors, people really pushing that A19 Pro chip.
Yeah, if you're doing heavy stuff, lots of gaming, shooting tons of photos or video, streaming constantly, you're going to need to charge it before the end of the day. No question.
So great performance, but tethered to an average battery. That's a tough balance.
It's the core dilemma for potential buyers.
Okay.
Absolutely. Performance is pro level, battery is not.
And the second compromise area, the cameras. How simplified are we talking?
Significantly simpler than the Pro models. You get a 48 megapixel main rear camera.
Okay, 48 megapixels is decent.
It is. And this is the key thing, it's a single lens system. No telephoto, no ultra-wide built-in as separate lenses, just the one main camera.
Wow, just one lens on a high-end phone feels like a step back in time almost.
It does feel a bit unusual today, but the review does say the quality from that single lens is still more than excellent.
Meaning
Sharp details, very natural-looking colors.
Yeah.
So it seems they've put a lot of effort into maximizing what that one lens and sensor can do, probably with software help.
So who is this not for camera-wise?
The review is pretty clear. Professional photographers or anyone who really relies on optical zoom for getting closer shots. If you need different focal lengths without digital cropping, this isn't the phone for you.
Makes sense.
But our everyday snaps, it sounds like it's still very capable. And the front camera is 18 megapixels, and it does have center stage.
Oh, that's good for video calls. It keeps you framed up.
Exactly. Perfect for FaceTime, Teams, Zoom, whatever you use.
Okay, so let's talk price. Titanium A19 Pro chip. This thing isn't going to be cheap, is it?
No. The review explicitly says the price is by no means low. It's definitely positioned as a premium product.
Which makes those compromises, the average battery, the single camera lens, even more important to consider. You're paying top dollar, so you need to know why you're choosing this specific model.
Precisely. And the review really hones in on this. This phone is aimed squarely at people who value design, lightness, that sleek feel, more than anything else.
So it's for the person who picks it up and just loves how it feels, how light it is, and is willing to trade off some camera flexibility or battery endurance for that.
Exactly that. It's about prioritizing that screen without a body experience. It's not for the person who needs 2 full days of battery or, professional level zoom shots.
So it sounds less like a replacement for the Pro iPhone and more like a different kind of luxury option, one focused purely on the aesthetics and feel.
That's a great way to put it. And the review's final verdict reflect that perfectly. They use these check marks and warnings.
Right, so the check marks, the positives would be
Fantastic design, check. Stunning screen, check. Powerful performance, check.
and the warnings, the downsides, directly linked to the thinness.
Average battery life,
Oh.
warning sign. And only one camera lens, warning sign.
So the takeaway is pretty straightforward then. If looks, feel, comfort, and having that core power are your top priorities, this could be perfect.
Yep, ideal even.
Yeah.
But if you absolutely need the best possible camera system with multiple lenses or a battery that just won't quit no matter how hard you push it.
Then the regular iPhone Pro, or maybe the 17 Pro in this case, is still the one to get.
Exactly. This Air model forces you to be really clear about what matters most to you in a phone.
It really is an interesting piece of engineering, isn't it? The amazing part is almost what they didn't compromise on, like performance and avoiding overheating in such a slim device.
Right.
But the trade-offs they couldn't avoid, like the battery size, are just basic physics, really.
That's the core story, I think. The engineering success in making it so thin and powerful created the main drawback.
Yeah.
Just not enough physical space left for a huge battery to match that power.
It's beautiful, it's practical in many ways, but you have to accept its limits. It really makes you appreciate the engineering challenge, though, keeping it cool, keeping it rigid at 5.6 millimeter.
For sure. It kind of asks you to think about what premium really means. Is it having every single feature maxed out? Or is it about achieving a certain feel, a certain elegance?
Yeah, that's a good point. So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is this. Do you think the elegance, that comfort you get from such an incredibly thin and light phone,
Mm.
is it genuinely worth sacrificing battery life for?
Hmm.
Is losing those few millimeters of thickness really worth needing a charger nearby if you plan on having a heavy usage day?
It's definitely something to weigh up based on how you use your phone. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.
We'll catch you next time.